Paige, and today's video is going to be a book haul. I am so excited because this is my first like officially dedicated book haul. I started incorporating books into my hauls recently and you guys seem to really enjoy the book content. I am relatively new to reading, but I am so obsessed with rom-com books and just like books in general. So I placed several orders on Amazon and I have a bunch of boxes. They're really heavy because they're full of books, and I thought I would show you guys what I bought. So if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. If you somehow have stumbled across this video and this is your first time seeing me or my channel, I typically post more beauty related content, so that's like the main focus of my channel, but I've been incorporating other things like daily vlogs and weekly vlogs and book stuff as well. So I'm just kind of diversifying the content here, but welcome. I'm so happy that all of you guys are here. Welcome to every single one of you, even if you've seen every single one of my videos. Welcome. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. So I placed a few different orders. So yeah, we'll get into it. The first package I thought I would show you. I'm gonna hold it this way so that my address isn't facing the camera. So anyway, the first book that I purchased is this one here. It's upside down. This is called The Flatshare and it's by Beth O'Leary. This is an international bestseller, and this book is basically about two roommates who have never met each other. One is there during the day, one is there at night, and they start leaving notes to each other, and you know, maybe they're soulmates, who knows? That's kind of the gist of this. I think this is such a fun concept and I cannot wait to read this. Also, I am obsessed with the cover and the color story here. Like, honestly, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but like, are you kidding me? This is so cute. So this is the first book that I picked up. Next, we have a couple of boxes. I placed like a pretty big order. I bought like almost 10 books probably at one time. The next one that I bought here is called 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This seems to be about a guy and a girl, Rune and Poppy, who are childhood friends, and Rune goes off to Norway, I guess, where he's from, and their connection is so strong that, you know, they stay in contact even though he's really far away. She's in Georgia, he's in Norway, and then all of a sudden she stops all contact with him and he returns back to Georgia a few years later. And I think this is a very emotionally wrecking and like heartbreaking book from what I can tell, but again, the cover is so cute and I've heard such good things about this book, so I'm excited to read it. I'm gonna definitely have to, like, you know, probably read a happy book before and after this one just to kind of balance things out, but this seems like it's gonna be very emotional. By the way, I'm pretty much just reading the back and then summarizing that for you guys because I don't want to give any spoilers to you. So all of the information that I'm telling you is found on the back of the book. So yeah, that's the extent of my knowledge of these books as well. Next, I picked up Malibu Rising. I ordered the hardcover because it was like significantly cheaper than the paperback, and I think this might be a newer book possibly, so maybe it's not like a legit paperback. I don't know, but I typically prefer paperbacks over hardcovers. At least I think I do. I don't know. We'll see if my mind changes after reading this book, but I've seen this all over TikTok, and I'm gonna read the back of this so that I can tell you guys what it's about. So essentially, this book is about a very famous family who lives in Malibu, and they're all famous for different things. I believe the main character is Nina, who is a professional surfer. Her husband, who is a tennis player, just publicly left her, and there is a very highly anticipated party that is supposed to happen, and it sounds like a lot of drama occurs and stuff goes down between the family members and others involved in the situation. It also says that the house ends up in flames by the end of the night, and I'm not sure if that's figurative or literal, but either way, it sounds like a drama-filled, you know, stressful but also like juicy book. So I'm excited to read this. The cover is freaking beautiful, and again, I've heard great things. I've heard great things about all of these books on TikTok, which is literally why I bought them. Also, I purchased all of these off of my Amazon wish list. I made a wish list for myself so that I could keep track of books that I want to purchase in the future, and it's on Amazon. I'll have it linked down below in case you guys are interested in seeing books that I'm also interested in, but I also will have all of these books that I'm mentioning linked on my Amazon storefront so you guys can shop them if you are interested yourself. I do make a small commission if you decide to shop from my Amazon storefront. So yeah, thank you so much for your support if you decide to do so. But anyway, all of the info will be in the description box below. Next, I picked up the book It Happened One Summer, and this is a book by Tessa Bailey, and from what it sounds, this book is inspired by the TV show Schitt's Creek. I feel weird saying that because I mean it's not a bad word, but it just sounds like it. So anyway, this is based off of that show or inspired by that show, and there's a daughter from a wealthy family who basically gets, you know, exiled, as they say, to a small town, and she meets a guy who doesn't think that she's gonna fit in and work there, but obviously some sort of romance must occur between the two. Based on this cover here, she's like kind of fancy and bougie, and he just kind of looks like a small town fellow. So this one is definitely gonna be fun and juicy and hopefully really good. Moving on to the next box. This is all part of that same order. I also picked up The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, another TikTok recommendation. This book is about Lucy and Joshua, who are both executive assistants to co-CEOs of a publishing company, and a promotion comes up that both of them are hoping that they receive. They also happen to hate each other, like literally hate each other, and it sounds like their hate for one another and the competition for the promotion could end up costing them the promotion. And at the end of the back of the cover, it says maybe they don't hate each other. So this one sounds like enemies to lovers, which I love the enemies to lovers trope. I think it's like satisfying in a way, because you know, like they hate each other, but like, you know, they're gonna end up loving each other. At least hopefully that's typically what happens in enemies to lovers. But yeah, super cool. And it says soon to be a major motion picture. I don't know if that's like actually soon or what, but super cool, and I had to have it. Next, we have this book here from Christina Lauren, which is written by two authors, Christina and Lauren. And this is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. So basically this is about Hazel, who seems to be a bit of a handful, and she had someone she went to high school with named Josh. Is that his name? I forgot. Yes, Josh. And his girlfriend just recently cheated on him and turned his life upside down. So Josh and Hazel kind of found each other again and decided to set up double blind dates. And they go on these double dates with each other, but not with each other. Like they each have their own separate date, but it's a double date so that they can hang out, but they're not dating. They're going on dates with other people. So like obviously there's nothing going on between them, right? So I thought this was really interesting and a fun concept. I'm not sure if it's a true like enemies to lovers, but maybe like friends to lovers type thing. I'm totally guessing here. But yeah, I think going into a book with like as little knowledge as possible can be fun sometimes. Like just like reading the back and then you like start reading. I feel like that's fun because it leaves room for your mind to imagine what could happen and be surprised and stuff like that. And then the last book in this box is this one here, which is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, another super popular book on TikTok. This book is definitely different than the rest of the ones that I've shown you and different from anything that I've read. This is about Addie LaRue, who seems to make some sort of deal where she can live forever but nobody can remember her. So she's kind of like doomed to live alone forever, but she also can live forever. And this, I think, starts taking place in the 1700s, but she kind of like goes through history, and 300 years later she stumbles into some bookstore where she meets someone that can remember her somehow after 300 years of nobody remembering her. So I thought this sounded really interesting. It's definitely I don't know if it's it's not like completely real unless somehow that is real and we just don't know about it. It's not like science fiction. I don't want to like call it, like, I'm not comparing it to like Star Wars, but like, you know what I'm saying? There's this sense of like magicalness that isn't in any other book that I've read. So I thought this sounded really interesting, and I'm excited to see who she runs into at the bookstore who can remember her. Moving on to my last couple of packages, I wanted to briefly mention The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I am currently reading this book. I am on chapter 23, page 191, and oh my gosh, you guys, this is the first book in the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy, and it is so freaking good. I love it. If you like romance, if you like enemies to lovers, if you like dual perspective or like dual POV style books where you're reading it from two different characters' perspectives, you will love this. It's a pretty, like, you know, easygoing read as far as like comprehension. It's pretty easy to comprehend, but it's so good. I feel so attached to the characters, and I am thoroughly enjoying this book. By the way, trigger warning goes for any book, just like warning you. I mean, I'm sure if you're like into reading books, you're aware of this, but before you read a book, I highly recommend looking up the trigger warnings, because there's definitely sensitive topics in this book that are mentioned like immediately, and also mentioned in other books that I talk about. So make sure you look up trigger warnings to make sure that the content of the book is something that you want to expose yourself to. So yeah, trigger warning for all of these. I don't know what's in them. I don't know how rough they are, but I just wanted to mention that really quick. But this book is fantastic. I'm obsessed, and I can't wait to finish it. And so this is the first book in the series, and I knew that I had to buy the rest of the series, so I did. So The Deal is the first book. Then we have The Mistake, which is this one. And The Deal is mainly about Hannah and Garrett. It's like their love story, if you want to call it that. The Mistake is about another couple, the goal is about another couple, and the score is about another couple from what I'm understanding. So it's about 4 different like sets of people, and they all live in the same universe. I think, you know, the characters like overlap. So the main character in The Mistake, John Logan, is a character in The Deal, if that makes sense. So same universe. I don't know if it's like the same timeline or what, but they all kind of have like little crossovers, so I think it's probably important to read them in order. But I have all 3 of these. So it goes The Deal, then The Mistake is book number 2, The Score is book number 3, and The Goal is book number 4. So this was the entire series up until recently, and Miss Elle Kennedy decided to come out with a 5th book. And again, from what I understand, the legacy is sort of like a where they are now type thing. So on the back it says 4 stories, 4 couples, 3 years of real life after graduation. So this book is like, where are all of these couples now? And I am so excited to read this. I am so attached to Hannah and Garrett from The Deal, and I was sad when I first heard that these books weren't about them. But I mean, it's fine, it's fine. I'm sure they're still amazing. This is my first Elle Kennedy book, but I love it so far. And when I heard that this was like, oh, where are they now, and that Hannah and Garrett are gonna be in this book, I got so excited. This just released on September 21st. I pre-ordered it on Amazon and it got here the next day. So now I have the entire Off-Campus series, and I'm excited. So just kind of a rundown of the deal. It is about a bunch of college students. Hannah and Garrett are the two people that you read the perspective of. So you'll read, like, you know, a few pages of Hannah, a few pages of Garrett, a few pages of Hannah, a few pages of Garrett. And Hannah is like a music major, I want to say, and Garrett is like the star hockey athlete, and he's a history major, and you know, it's definitely enemies to lovers type vibes, and it's really interesting. I don't want to say any more because I don't want to give away spoilers, but again, trigger warning, and I highly recommend this if you think that you would enjoy it. You definitely will. So those are all of the books that I bought on Amazon. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, I will have all of these books linked down below in the description box on my Amazon storefront. I will also have my Amazon wish list. If you purchase something from my wish list, it goes to me, if that makes sense. Obviously no pressure to buy me anything. I am not asking you to buy me anything, but if you see a book on there and you like, you know, it's your favorite book and you want to send it to me, then you're more than welcome to. It's just kind of like my way of sharing what I'm interested in reading soon / purchasing. So if you guys like my recommendations, maybe you would enjoy the books that I'm interested in reading. So anyway, sorry, that's kind of weird, but yeah. If you do send me something though, like I said, no pressure, but if you do send me something, you can leave like a note on Amazon, and if you do that, I would love for you to leave me a note. You put your Instagram handle, Twitter handle, whatever it is, just, you know, so that I know who you are. But anyway, that's gonna be it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.